again, and we are at Bryant Park on this rainy day. You caught me calling for owls. I was hoping maybe we could call one in for this lesson, but you know, it's daytime. I think they're all tucked away, sleeping, staying dry from the rain. But anyways, today we're gonna be looking at some more evidence. We're gonna be looking at evidence of owls and what they eat by dissecting owl pellets. So before we begin our owl pellet dissection, these are the materials you're gonna need. So once you have all your materials set up, put your owl pellet in the tray. And I asked Tulip to join me because she loves dissecting owl pellets too. And so now that we have our materials, it's time to dissect some pellets. The first thing we're gonna do is unwrap the owl pellet, and you can wear gloves for this. You also don't have to because all these pellets have been sanitized. And so before we jump into dissecting, we wanna observe this pellet and use our senses. We can touch it, feel it, see what we can see. You can smell it if you want. And what we're gonna do is fill out the owl pellet worksheet. And we're first gonna do I notice. Tulip, what do you notice about your owl pellet?
Well, right now I see that it's covered in foil, but let's see. Ooh, I noticed that there's some like sticks and dirt in it a little bit.
Oh, I have that too. Also, I'm seeing some bones sticking out, and it's pretty, you know, compact.
I see a lot of hair in mine.
Cool. So next, we're gonna do I wonder. What do we want to know about these owl pellets? What do you want to know, Tulip?
I mean, I want to know what this owl ate.
I do too. I want to know how many bones are in a pellet. Like, how many can an owl regurgitate? And then finally, we have it reminds me of. What does the pellet remind you of?
It reminds me of poop. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought the same thing. But it's not poop, is it?
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, it actually isn't poop. What happens is an owl will eat mice or insects or birds, different rodents, and what happens is they can't digest bones or fur or feathers or insect parts. And what happens is instead of going through the digestive system, the fur and feathers and bones get compacted, and then the owl actually regurgitates, kind of like throws up this pellet. And then scientists and naturalists will go and collect these pellets to see what owls are eating. And that's what we're going to figure out today, what these owls have been eating. So as you dissect your pellet, I'm going to use my fingers because that's what I'm comfortable with, but you can also use tweezers or poke sticks for the harder pieces. But as we dissect this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate out the bones from the fur and the feathers, and so we should end up with a little pile of bones. Once you have all of your bones sorted out, you can look at the bone charts. There's going to be a couple different bone charts you can use in your kit. And so I chose the bone sorting guide, and as you can see, I've organized all my bones from the skull all the way down to the vertebrae, which you can see below that picture of the rodent skeleton. So next we're going to figure out how I determined that this was a rodent that was in my owl pellet. So after you've sorted your bones, you want to look for parts of the skull. And it's okay if the skull, you know, came apart or is a little broken. We just need to really look at the teeth to figure out what this owl ate. So the first part is we're going to use the skull identification key and determine, does the skull have teeth or does it have no teeth? So it does have teeth. We can see these tiny little teeth here and these big incisors. And so we're going to go down, and it says we have a mammal. So at least we know the skull is a mammal. So then we go to, is it teeth in a continuous row? Or is there a large space between the front teeth and the cheek teeth? So as you can see, we have this really big space between our little molars back here and in the front incisors. So we're gonna cross this way. So are the front teeth orange or tan? I'd say these look really orange. So we're going to continue down, and it's a rodent of some kind. And so we know they can have orange or tan teeth. Next, we're gonna measure the skull, and you can use a ruler at home. I'm just gonna estimate today. So, is it less than 32 millimeters, or is it larger than 32 millimeters? And so for this one, I'm just gonna measure with my finger, but that's definitely less than 32 millimeters. So then we go down to the bottom, and oh, we have a mouse or a vole. And we've figured out what this owl ate. Now that we've figured out what was in our owl pellets, we need to take our data sheets and record what prey species we found and how many different skulls, because some owl pellets might have more than one skull. So on the first side of your sheet where it says what do owls eat, write down the number of skulls you saw for each group of animal. Next, on the other side of your data sheet, you're going to add all of the students' data to your own worksheet, and you're going to create a bar graph to show the percentage of prey species found in owl pellets. Now it's your turn to dissect some pellets, and I am so excited to see what you find. See you later!